Well,
me too, but for a completely different reason.
Me 3 for a completely different reason than that.
It was worth it.
Same.
I had to get up this morning and go buy a new refrigerator.
Refrigerator.
You're fucking a refrigerator?
Perry.
Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Popcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Problematic.
Sound out of my left earbud.
Getting off to a banging start here.
Joining me as always,
Step Hens.
Dollar Bill Dave.
I touched myself.
I just need to clip that. Just Dave leaning for I touched myself.
And Timmy C.
Goo, goo, goo.
Dave's is awesome, and he got a new hat, and it's hilarious. Are you drunk? Yes or no? And it's marked on the right-hand side for both.
Time limit draws get my panties wet. I love it.
We've covered this butt wipe on a few different occasions.
Butt wipe?
You don't call people butt wipe anymore?
No. I'm not 7. Good news is I've limited the producer's amount to screw us over this, so we're actually going to get to sing along with the songs now. You are welcome.
You gotta fight for your right to party! Hello and welcome to the Filter Free Popcast. I am your host, TJ Stevens.
Step Hens.
Joining me as always, Dollar Bill Dave.
Sup?
And Timmy C.
Who?
So, for those of you keeping track of the show, which there's a lot of you.
Yeah, we're recording really late
Yes.
because you had to get a damn haircut.
Who did?
You.
I didn't get a haircut.
You sent us a text. It said, I'm dealing with a Flowbee.
Actually, that would be much better than what I really had. So what I actually had was Flu B.
You said, oh, I misread it. My bad.
And ironically enough, we made kind of a surprise appearance on Pond Water Dave's show last week. That was the day the system started. It was that night. All I noticed then at the time was my eyes were burning.
You got Flowbee from Zoom?
Yep.
That's weird.
Well, actually, it was technically StreamYard. It wasn't Zoom.
Same thing.
But I was in the ER on Friday, so couldn't able to record. Here we are. And also, it's also why this show's not live, because we're really hoping we're going to one-take Jake this bitch so we can just send it out to the people for Tuesday.
I still got time to edit. Make Dave sound better.
How was y'all's week?
Fabulous. Dave?
Went and saw Corey Ryan Forrester make his professional wrestling debut last night.
How'd he do?
Not well.
He kind of helped eliminate one person in a rumble.
It looked like he farted him out of the ring. Literally, he just backed his ass up to him, and
he hit a stunner, and then was promptly thrown out where his leg got bent and he hurt his calf.
Not cut out.
Got it all on video. You can see it on my X.
Good.
What is that? You mean Twitter?
Twitter.
Okay. He should have read that commercial that they used to do before all the pay-per-views that said, "Kids, don't try this at home."
I thought you meant been gay. Been gay commercial.
He's not gay. He's just liberal.
No. The anti or after exercise sport cream. Heat now, ice later.
But don't get it on your nads.
Don't get it on your nuts.
You ever have icy hot in your jock strap?
Yes.
That's terrible.
Yes.
So
you run a lot faster though.
In Iraq. So we
like
used to play pranks on each other all the time. Or not in Iraq, in Kuwait.
I still don't like.
So you remember?
Either way, it's really hot there. That's rude.
You remember those fly strips?
Yes.
So he went to get in his sleeping bag one night, and I had fly strips all in it. So he just stuck to his sleeping bag. The next day, I was out. He had all day to plot on me. He put icy hot all in my PT shorts.
With the lovely liners.
Yowzers.
In 120 degree heat.
There's video or there's pictures. I got to find the pictures and we'll post them on the.
I always cut the liners out of course, You came along later, so you probably had the black PT shorts that didn't have the liners.
I had the gray ones first,
Yeah,
and then
those
the
were-
black ones.
You
Yeah.
immediately cut the liners out of those gray ones because
Yeah,
no.
those are terrible.
See, when I first got into the Air Force, we were just starting to retire the marshmallow costumes, and then we went gray PT shirt with the reflective falcon on the back, and then blue Ranger panties with the liners in them. And for those of you who never experienced the wonderful sensation of icy hot on your junk, the one thing that makes it worse is sweating.
Yeah.
It
Or
just
being
sweats.
in
the
Kuwait.
first-
I can
the first
imagine
time-
being in Kuwait makes it worse.
The first time I ever got icy hot on my nads was my own fault.
Mine
I
too.
like-
Football.
Pulled a hammy and didn't know
Yep.
any better, and yeah, football.
Yep.
And I immediately knew I had made a mistake in life.
See, I always stayed away from it because in baseball we just put it on our arms before we started. So rare time did it get near the nads.
But you play baseball.
First base,
Yeah.
left-handed.
Mm,
Great fielder, not a great hitter.
true first baseman. I was third base and outfield.
I played catcher.
Nice.
Work up.
Look
I
how
did.
athletic we all are. Look at us go.
I was way better at academic team though.
Academic team.
Yeah.
What
Quick
is that?
recall, like Jeopardy, buzz in and answer.
What a nerd. We didn't have
Nerd.
that because my school
I-
was full
we
of
didn't
fucking
have
dorks.
All right, so it was teams of 4, but my freshman team there were only 2 of us.
Well, it was
Well-
Kentucky, so it was actually just called Kids Who Can Read.
We played 2-on-4 one time, and I beat
The
an entire
announcement
team.
before the event was teams of 4. These kids are never going to score.
Incorrect, sir.
It would have been better if they would have had 5 people, a team of 3 and a team of 2. But this doesn't match at all. What is going on here?
Well, the team of 4 was not happy that I beat them completely by myself.
You pulled a Dolph Ziggler on them?
My team won 23-19. I won 21-19.
Well,
My other person got 2. Their team got 19, and I answered 21 questions.
nerd.
I used to be smart, yeah.
If you want to hear us gloat about our younger days, please remember to subscribe and rate this show wherever you get your podcast. While you're at it, follow our show on Twitter at FF Popcast, which is starting to get a zoom up in the followers. We've been much more active lately. And I was going to warn you about this ahead of time. Most time it's me. Also,
You can
As
tell
I'm
when
going
it's
through the
Dave 'cause it's
timeline-
Florida State centric.
right. If as I'm going to the timeline, if you use the R word, that's an auto block just out of the gate. So if you find this show later and you're like, hey, I wonder why you blocked me, probably because you said some dumb shit at some point. 2, if you're spreading spoilers, block. We're just not even fucking with it. And then there was a third one. Or if you're just being a hateful dick, block. Like
That's right. We are the hateful dicks. No one else is
That's
allowed
right.
to be a hateful dick.
I just want to go through the timeline and have fun conversations with people. I want to be cluttered up with I don't know. Why was Maxine Dupree booed? Which is what I saw a lot of last week.
Oh, is that going to be the topic this week, huh?
Absolutely. Why shouldn't it be?
Well, I mean, it stings last
I
match
like her
tonight.
boobs.
Can we'll dual topic it. You
There
guys
you
hit the Maxine Dupree.
Yeah,
and
'cause
then-
I
that
like
really-
Maxine Dupree's boobs.
I
There's
bet
not really a
Sting does
lot-
too.
There's not really a lot to talk about Maxine Dupree. And I've seen wrestlers speak out about it. You know, Ivy Nile was one. Rhea Ripley was another one, which kind of surprised me. But like standing up for Maxine, which by the way, the only person we haven't heard from yet is Maxine. Not saying we have to. I'm just saying it'd be nice.
Here's the whole fact of the matter. Maxine Dupree, does she belong on the main roster?
No.
Probably not as a wrestler.
No.
She's still learning.
Sure.
But that's why she's wrestling at house shows.
Right.
So she can get better at her craft.
Yeah.
We don't need to boo her at house shows. I mean, you have every right to boo whoever the hell you want. You paid a
Sure.
ticket.
Sure.
But you're just kind of
Remember
looking
you
like a
yelling
dick.
at somebody at AEW.
I love that, like, all these holier than thou wrestling fans think that they know everything. Like, okay, she's not great. But guess what? They have a plan for her to make her better. And
Sure.
guess what? Other than in-ring talent, she has everything you need.
Not
Well,
arguing that.
And she's going to have a stinker every now and then. Why do you assholes think that you need to boo her?
Well, you guys took a viewpoint I didn't expect. So allow me to be the dick here in the room. The fact that we're getting up in arms because somebody got booed at a wrestling show is crazy to me. Again, my response on Twitter was, you guys never would have lived through 1996 or 7 because there was some kid named Rocky Maivia who the crowd was literally yelling for him to die. And
now you got people saying Rock's fat shaming people in the crowd in Arizona.
Good.
Yes, he's a heel.
This
called heel
world
work.
couldn't handle 1997, 1998 Rock.
Go watch Dudley Boys in 1998 in Dayton.
In
Ohio.
Dayton. In
Yeah.
Dayton.
With your whore mother.
That's what I don't get.
Leave
is
Jen alone.
the IWC at large.
Don't put me in that.
Consistently says I want more realistic storylines. I want to be more edgy, but yet when a woman gets booed at a house show, we just can't. We can't. We have to stop the show. I need a moment. I can't believe they just booed Maxine.
If someone had ran out and ran a can opener across her face, the internet wrestling community would have loved it. Look at her bleeding. She loves the business.
Yeah. And what
Shut
was
up.
great
You're all
was literally
stupid.
the next day, I'm pretty sure it was the same house show. Somebody showed a video of Tiffany Stratton walking up the ramp, getting heckled, and she just turned around to the guy and said, "Eat my ass," and then kept walking. That's how you handle that.
I would have looked at her and said, "Is that an invite, ma'am?" Because
No, the guy just
I'm
turned around and
hopping
goes-
this rail.
Well, here's the worst part, because the guy just turned around, looks at his buddy, and goes, "I got a reaction." That's all I want.
Yeah,
That's all I
that's
want.
all I wanted.
That's all it
Guess
is.
what? That's fun sometimes, but when you guys are just like, "Oh, she's terrible. Get her out of here," like mean booing, like what's the point? But if you're, hey, I'm booing you because I want you're a bad guy. Okay, cool.
Again, I will continually point to the Rock of 96, 97.
Yeah,
And he
there's-
ended up okay.
Yeah.
Also, as we're recording this tonight, it's Sting's last match.
Chris Rucker, stupid 6-year-old face paint.
I loved it.
Looking like a
Um,
moron.
I mean, what should we discuss here about Sting's last match? I mean, we can't really cram 40 years into
Well, I think
a couple minutes.
since Rucker did the face paint, we need to one up him. So the next time we all go to a wrestling show together,
We won't tan for weeks on it.
I'll be Axe, Timmy C will be Smash, and TJ will be Crush.
Why am I Crush?
And we'll wear Demolition face paint and the full get up with the spiked panties and everything.
My spikes for my panties are on the
You
inside.
know, they just announced SummerSlam, more than likely Cleveland Brown Stadium this year.
Interesting.
I'm not going.
That's not anywhere I want to be. Cleveland.
Well, I'll be getting ready to go to Ireland, so there's no way I can take a detour to Cleveland.
It was just funny. You're like, the next time we're at a wrestling show, they're gonna be at Cleveland for SummerSlam. No.
Nah, not that. No.
I don't know what else. I mean, still to this day, the only of the big four I've not been to Survivor Series.
Well, you guys can come down here. We can go to Rocket City Championship Wrestling dressed like that.
Not really a big wrestling show, but I mean, I'll do it for 20 people. That's fine.
I went to Survivor Series in St. Louis, I believe. It was when
But
Sting came back, incidentally.
Oh, yes, 2014. I need Rocket City Wrestling to know, if I show up to your event dressed like Crush from Demolition, you better put me in the Battle Royal.
I think I should be crushed since I've got the luscious hair and you guys don't.
Okay.
I'll be Barry Darso. That's fine.
I mean, you've already got the body for it.
So what about Sting?
He beat Barry Darso a bunch.
I love Jeff Farmer. NWO Sting was the absolute greatest character in the history of
I think he
wrestling,
retired a long time ago, buddy.
and I'm going to miss him in the business.
You know what's fun is
I don't
we were
think
having
that's
a
who it was.
group chat about this, which I guess we can officially let the cat out of the bag now. There's a group of us. It is our show. It is Talking Wrestling with Poundwater Dave.
Who?
And then the top 10 with TNA.
TNA's top 10, stupid.
That's what I said. We're getting together.
I like TNA.
I like TNA also. We're getting together and we're making a joint Patreon Don't ask me what the name is yet, 'cause we don't know. But we were discussing
Gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
That'd be
Glow.
great. Glow. We were discussing. I'm pretty sure it's trademark though. We were discussing Sting's biggest rivals over his career, top 5.
I had the best list
No, you didn't.
by
'cause it's all
far.
WWE
By
shit.
far.
I love that you put WWE Ric Flair was one of them also, which is ridiculous. But like they never even wrestled. What do you mean?
I started running out of people that he actually wrestled at too. So like shit.
Snitsky.
At 2.
And I refused to put that asshole Vince McMahon on the list, so I put Shane.
I enjoyed that also. I said somebody recommend because somebody said the NWO because Hogan wasn't in the initial top 5.
No, they
And I
were his
said-
partners.
You can't put Hogan in the top 5 because the payoff to that feud was shit, and that ruins the whole year and a half build.
Payoff
I know,
was
'cause
great.
Hogan totally beat him, and they try
No.
to claim fast count over nothing.
Payoff
Crap.
was great. They showed up at WrestleMania 31, took on DX.
It only took
That's
him.
true.
Would that be 18 years? Paying that off?
I can't believe he got in the business so late though.
Sting.
Didn't even show up to us at Survivor Series.
He was like the boogie.
Why are we celebrating this dude's career? He wrestled like 3 matches and then went to AEW.
He was like the boogeyman, but with charisma. Mike
Exactly. Won't even say he had charisma then. He got blown up 30 seconds into his match with Triple H.
And then I reckon.
And everybody's pissing and moaning that he didn't beat Triple H.
Well, for one, what did you think was going to happen?
Right? You think, oh, straight in from WCW.
Yeah, Triple H has been here 20 years. Sting's 45. Actually, he was more older than like
He was like
52 at the time.
55.
And he's walking in like, all right, Sting, we'll put you over. No. What are you talking about?
They should have had Sting versus Undertaker.
Yes.
And it should have been the equivalent to Undertaker versus John Cena at WrestleMania, where Undertaker just squashed him in like 30 seconds.
Well, then,
I would-
then the internet would have exploded.
Exploded.
Complaining about it.
I've always
We
said
might
the
not
last-
ever see Rucker again.
Okay, so let's book it.
God, can you imagine if the
I'm
Young
in.
Bucks win tonight?
Who are they wrestling?
Sting and Darby Allin?
Why would they not win?
Win
'Cause
clean.
if-
Win
oh.
clean in the middle.
They
Pin
should-
Sting in Greensboro.
They should pin that little skateboarding son of a bitch.
I
Super
always
kick his
said,
head
I always
off.
thought the way both Sting and Undertaker should have gone out instead of the theatrical match, or whatever you want to call it, with Undertaker and AJ, that should have been Undertaker and Sting, and that just should have been it for the both of them.
That would have
that
been a
would have
good,
been pretty awesome.
but they weren't doing that at the time that Sting returned. And then
True.
Seth Rollins, pretty much put Sting out the pasture. So,
Buckle bomb.
well, can't blame Seth on that. 55-year-old bones tend to do that kind of shit.
But what's also great is assuming Sting goes over tonight in Greensboro, that means they have to vacate the tag titles, which means another title tournament in AEW. That would be a brand new idea.
Well, Tony loves his tournaments.
Well, it's been like 2 months since we had one. So
I don't think it's been.
I
that
went to Dynamite last week, and I couldn't tell
You
you
did.
one thing that happened.
that's
there
because
with-
you were busy talking to your new best friend, Matt Cassio.
Yeah, you were there with Matt Cassio.
I was actually there with Chris
No, he
Allen.
wasn't.
Oh, Chris Allen.
He was there because of Matt Cassio.
Hey, T Weave was there too.
But I did hang out with Cassio and Matt pretty much the whole time, and Dawkins.
Our new partner on Patreon, T Weave, was there front row.
I know he forgot I lived here to get me to go with him.
He wore a Pond Water Dave shirt to AEW.
By the way, have you seen some of Pondwater Dave's TikToks?
No.
Those
I don't
are
have
ugly.
TikTok.
I
I'm
don't
not
look at TikTok
9.
anymore.
Terrible. It's he's pretty well. I imagine it's on Reels too. I know you dumbasses like Reels, but him saying he is the the Balls Jangle champion because he's wearing Jay-Z's old belt.
Balls jangle.
Balls Jangle because he's old and he's wearing a shirt that says "I'm an elderly."
Yeah, I saw the elderly
That's
shirt.
a phenomenal shirt.
So yeah, we're bringing some real talent in with us
For once.
Yeah, we
Also, if
we
you're wondering,
we
hey-
actually have a Patreon watch along that I did with Justin Davis from the Pondwater Dave Show,
saw
and
that.
Pondwater Dave jumped in. Good stuff. Like, I really like working with these guys.
You know what I'm looking forward to more though? WrestleMania 12.
Oh, I gotta wash my hair that day.
I would rather watch the NFL draft, all 7 rounds, where the Bengals selected David Klingler number 1.
I'd rather watch the UFL draft live.
I'm gonna watch at least the first 2 rounds of the NFL draft.
I always watch the first round.
No, I'm saying from 97 whenever they drafted David Klingler.
Oh. Well, you're going to watch him draft Bucky Brooks, really?
More than WrestleMania 12, I would want to watch that.
Well, guess what? The fans wanted us to watch WrestleMania 12, so we're going to do it.
Terrible.
That's because you talked those morons into it.
I no coaching. It was not me. Also, for those of you who are like, hey, when are you guys going to start releasing t-shirts again? I am looking at a t-shirt press at the moment. We're going to start doing it ourselves. I think it's to be better that way.
Who's the one guy that used to do the t-shirts? What happened to him? Saved by the Pod did their shirt. Jeremiah or Josiah.
Yeah, I think that kind of went by the wayside.
And then we went with some guy who, like a week after we started with him, he got in trouble.
Yeah, that was problematic.
And then we were on PWTs for like 4 minutes. I don't know
Who
what
did we do
happened to
t-shirts
that.
with that got in trouble?
I don't remember the guy's name anymore, or the company.
Was
I
Square
missed that
Circle?
completely.
No, was it Squared Circle?
Name redacted.
I don't remember.
Collar and elbow.
I mean, again, it was literally a week. I didn't think we got our shirts up.
Collar and elbow got in trouble?
No, it wasn't him. We never got with Collar and Elbow. Justin,
Yeah, we did.
Did we?
Yeah.
When did that happen?
I'm pretty sure you go there now and find us with our one shirt.
Stop it. This can't be right. Oh, now we got to do some in-show research.
Now I got to do editing. Damn it.
No. We're going to we'll make it interesting, dude.
It's not going to be interesting, especially if I'm wrong. Then it's really going to be not interesting.
Well, that's going to be even better.
Name redacted.
Filter free. I guess I got to put that. No results. We're not on there. All right. So, with all that being said,
because there's no one shirt.
Probably. And we only posted one. Are you guys ready to start this show? I am so excited to cover this show for today.
Kids up here yelling, acting like goddamn clowns.
I just had a dad voice my daughter.
Ronald
about an hour
McDonald?
ago, so. You guys ready? I'm so excited to cover this show. You guys ready?
Let's do this. This show is awesome.
Because you ready?
Who?
You.
To do what?
You
Our
know
show?
what this week. We're going back to
What? Huh?
March 7th, 1987. We're going to watch some. Keep going off.
This week we're going back to.
I don't know. But also, if you're asking yourself, what's CWA? I'll talk right over. I don't care. It's Memphis wrestling, son. Jerry the King
It's
Law.
terrible.
It's
is what it
awesome.
is.
However,
Continental Wrestling Association.
It's which continent?
Yeah, all of them.
The talent deserved to be on the continent of Antarctica.
However, before we get to that show, let's see what was happening in your world yesterday. Let's run through some events. Filter free up first. Timmy, drop that beat, son. Stories in the wheelhouse. No, it's not. It's stories that missed the cut. March 1st.
Yeah, perfect. We got to make it perfect.
We're gonna nail this bitch.
That's right. One take, Jake. Kesha's born in Los Angeles.
TikTok.
Great. March 7th. Mike Tyson beats James Bone Crusher Smith by unanimous decision for the WBA and WBC heavyweight titles.
I think I dated her in college.
You dated someone named James?
Bone Crusher.
Old Jimmy? You dated old
Crushed
Jimmy
a
when
lot
you
of
were in college?
bone.
Jimmy Bone Crusher and Timmy sitting in tree. Fucking.
And not real well, apparently.
He crushed the bone.
March 8th. Here's a story that just missed the cut as the A-Team air their final episode on NBC.
How? How did this miss the cut?
You'll see. Way better entertainment news on the horizon.
Incorrect.
March
Over that
8th.
stupid NCAA championship?
What other sports story we're going to cover for March?
Who gives a shizzball?
Yeah, we'll just Fuck it. We won't do box score trivia this month. Dicks.
That's fine.
That's.
I don't know
mean I win?
87 sports anyway.
That means I win.
March 8th, it's conference tournament time in men's college basketball as Alabama beats LSU for the SEC title. NC State beats UNC for the ACC title, and Georgetown takes the Big East by beating Syracuse. More on college basketball here in a bit. It was kind of spoiled, but you know.
Can't wait for college basketball box score trivia. It's gonna be epic. From 1987.
We tried that. We're not doing college basketball. We tried.
That was
That's
rad.
Dave, how many? Zero.
Zero.
Dave can't answer. I can't. Kyle Macy.
Give me
I think we need to try it. We need to try it.
Give me a team. Monmouth. Oh God. March 9th, U2 releases the Joshua Tree album. It would go on to win the Grammy for Best Album in 1988.
Jesus,
U2
TJ.
U2 does suck.
U2 sucks.
Bullshit.
The only reason people like U2 is because they think they're supposed to like U2. That's it. Nobody really likes U2.
And
Nobody likes you two either.
And they forced their way into everyone's iPhones in like 2006.
Bono's a chode.
That was terrible. I will agree with that. That was shitty.
I still don't understand how that was legal.
Pretty sure it's not, but Apple does what they want.
March 9th, Little Bow Wow was born in Columbus, Ohio.
Is he still little?
Can you name one Lil Bow Wow song?
Nope.
Woof.
That went way better than I would have expected it to. March 12th, Ohio State coaching legend Woody Hayes dies of a heart attack at age 74. He won 5 national championships while at Ohio State University.
Could have talked
Damn
about
it,
this.
TJ!
Could have talked about this.
This guy literally clotheslined a player
Yes.
on the other team.
I saw the
Stepped
video
out
as soon
onto
as-
the field and clotheslined him.
And you know
What team did he play for? What team was the other? What was the other team?
I would assume Michigan.
Nope.
No, it was
Florida State.
ACC team.
Alabama.
ACC team.
Florida State.
Clemson.
Clemson.
Well,
The best part
he
is
earned
you
it
maybe
then.
ask yourself, what did the other player do to get in his face? No.
He was running down the
No,
field
he
about
was
to score a
he
touchdown.
just broken away from the defense. So Woody Hayes said, "Fuck it, I'll do it myself."
Now I do kind of regret it. I'm
and
sorry,
got
guys.
fired.
I let you down. March 13th, Marco Andretti is born in Nazareth, PA.
Okay.
Timmy's
Well-
favorite race car driver.
right.
He's my favorite NASCAR driver.
The least known of the Andrettis. Even John is more known than Marco.
And Frank.
And Frank.
Pedro Andretti is
Leon.
my favorite.
March 14th, it's the 13th annual People's Choice Awards as Clint Eastwood and Meryl Streep win awards in the film category. And, oh shit, Bill Cosby and Sybil Shepherd win in the TV category.
Bill Cosby, go ahead and do it.
I don't know if I can. I'll
What you
try.
say?
Hold on.
I just shit a chocolate pudding pop onto the floor.
Cause you see, I'm trying to teach the kids good moral values. Hey there, young lady, I got a drink for you. All right. March 14th, Darryl Strawberry, the New York Mets, charges the mound against Boston Red Sox pitcher Al Nipper and causes a bench clearing ball. P.S.
Ball.
This is a spring training game.
We
Causes
could have
a
talked
ball
about
to
this. No.
Daryl
Literally
Strawberry would have
anything
been
else.
fun.
Again, we've covered
Yeah.
it like 4 times.
I don't care. He's fun every time.
March 15th, Starlight Express opens at Gershwin Theater in New York City for 761 performances.
That's
really
2
thought-
seconds of my life I'm never getting back.
I
There you
really
go.
thought you were going to say 761 people.
That might be a lot. I don't know. I don't know how many
It's
Gershwin
one
Theater
person
holds.
at each show.
March 17th, IBM releases its PC DOS version 3.3.
And Lord knows we couldn't have covered that forever.
We probably would have. We've covered business mergers that were less interesting than that.
And usually they somehow end up pretty good segments.
That's true.
I'm
Like
sure there was
Disney
an
and Pixar.
IBM executive banging cocktail
Yeah.
waitresses 2 at a time.
March 19th, televangelist Jim Baker resigns from his post due to the backlash from his rape accusations by his former secretary, Jessica Hahn. We have covered this previously on our Smoky Mountain show from December of 1994 in the archives.
I think we've covered it twice. I'm not sure.
I think we did him and we did Swaggart, I think were the two.
Yeah.
Jack Swagger.
Yeah. Jimmy
Yeah,
Swaggart,
Jack-
not Jack.
Jack Hager
Jack's dad, Jimmy.
and his pants.
March 23rd, Kim Wall was born in Trelleborg, Sweden. Unfortunately, her claim to fame is investigating Peter Madsen, a Danish inventor, only be murdered in 2017 and found stuffed inside a submarine which he had sank to the bottom of the lake it was docked in.
What kind
Dude,
of
that would have
submarine?
been an epic story.
It was a crazy ass story.
What kind of submarine? Was it like ham and cheese or
No, not a
Turkey
sandwich.
ball.
He was so rich he had an actual submarine.
oh, like a
I
boat?
want to know more about this.
He had one in
Okay.
fancy sinking boats.
I think
We
we
can do a
need to
bonus
do a
episode.
special on the Patreon about Peter Madsen.
There you go. March 26th, the Natural Federation of State High School Associations adopts the college 3-point shot 21 feet.
Epic.
I made 0 of those.
Loser.
Could have fooled us. March
Didn't play
27th,
basketball.
Should've.
Buster Posey is born in Leesburg, Georgia. The San Francisco Giants catcher won 3 World Series, an MVP, and was Rookie of the Year in 2010.
Excuse you? That's Florida State Seminole legend, Buster Posey.
They must have known he was going to be a baseball player. What else would you name your kid Buster?
Buster Posey's an excellent baseball name.
You know he's the
It is.
co-owner of Dave Buster's. It's him in my store.
I don't
Is it
think
really?
that's it. I
Why don't you
know, I
go
got
one up
my-
closer to me then?
That's how I got my thousands.
I will say every time I've been to a Dave and Buster's, there's like 20 people there.
What?
Never fails.
Every time I've been to a Dave and Buster's, there's 14.
Yeah,
trillion
it's
people there.
packed as shit.
Mm-mm. Well, I went to
TJ
the
goes
one-
on Sundays at
2
10 a.m.
Well,
2
I went
a.m.
on a Monday afternoon in Indianapolis because I was going to Raw.
Well, that's a Monday afternoon.
And actually, that was when CM Punk stole the urn from King. It was that one, or The
Oh,
Undertaker.
And 0 people gave a shit about that either.
Oh, I did. It was amazing.
Okay.
March 29th, the Lady Vols of Tennessee crushed Louisiana 67-44 en route to the NCAA title. Your MVP was Tanya Edwards.
Great coach. Pat Summit. You know
That's
what her
right.
middle name was?
Hmm.
And I'm not even kidding. This is not a joke. Head.
Patricia Head Summit.
Pat Head Summit.
There's no
What
way
does
her first
everybody
name was-
want?
There's no way her first name was just Pat.
It's Pat.
It's
just
Pat.
just like the SNL skit.
That's
it's Pat.
yes. That's
It's
why I
Pat.
really hope her name was not Pat. I hope it was Patricia. Or at
Her
least
name was
Patty.
Patricia Susan Summit.
No,
Thank
it's Head. Well, maybe Head was her maiden name. Who knows? Maybe it was Patricia
Knee
Head.
Head. That was her maiden name. Her name was Patricia Head.
Pat Head. Her name was Pat Head.
Pat Head. Also instructions.
God.
I wonder if she ever had a player named Rub Belly.
Mm. It was rude. Rude belly.
It's rude. Rude Baker.
March 29th,
Shit.
in a match that drew -4 stars from the Observer newsletter, yet somehow still drew 93,173 people and hundreds of thousands more on pay-per-view. Hulk Hogan defended the WWF title against Andre the Giant in Pontiac, Michigan at WrestleMania 3.
Or as you call him, Huck Hogan.
Huck.
Why didn't
Or-
we do this pay-per-view?
Hulk Hogan.
Way better
Right?
than
Why-
WrestleMania 12.
Why are we watching Bret Hart wrestle 60 minutes?
Why did I
We
pick
could have watched
WrestleMania
Lord
12?
Littlebrook wrestle.
Oh, because we're covering that year. That's why I could pick WrestleMania 12.
Well, we could have done WrestleMania 3 and Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania 12. That would have been epicer.
Epicer. March 30th, Platoon wins an award at the 59th Academy Awards.
What awards?
Just an award.
Yes,
It's always
also-
an award.
It's all deserved.
Fastest credits. You win.
Also, a handsome podcast host from
It
Northern
wins an
Indiana.
award.
A handsome podcast host from Northern Indiana also turned 2 here in March 30th of 87.
It wins an award.
Yeah, it did.
It was an
Best
like
movie named
major-
Platoon.
Yeah, that's what it
Major
was,
award.
actually. It won its own award, the Platoon Memorial Award. I hate you. Stories in the Wellhouse. March 6th. Let's grab some popcorn and head to the movies. It's time for the release of Lethal Weapon, starring Mel Gibson and Danny Glover. The film, which is a buddy cop action film, is based around former Green Beret turned police officer Martin Riggs, who has become suicidal after the death of his wife. I wouldn't say he was suicidal. He just had a death wish.
He was like
partnered up
Sabu.
with-
He was suicidal, homicidal,
Homicidal,
genocidal.
genocidal.
His name was Martin Sabu Riggs.
That's right. That's fact. I just left that
Pat
out. I
Head
didn't,
Summit.
I didn't want to get trademark infringement on the show, so I just left that part out. But Dave
I'm
kind
gonna
of
start calling you a pat head.
Pat head.
Batted.
He has partnered up with Roger Murtaugh, a by-the-book cop and a family man. The film was written by Shane Black, directed by Richard Donner, and starred the aforementioned Gibson and Glover, as well as Gary Busey.
Let's talk about buttered sausage.
I love that I introduced a movie that has Gary Busey, and you guys are upset we didn't include the end of the A-Team.
Yeah.
Yes. The film was made on a $15
budget.
They bought one sandwich, a $15 million budget, and grossed $120.2 million worldwide, and even spent 3 weeks at #1 before it was finally beat out by Blind Date, starring Bruce Willis and Kim Basinger. Lethal Weapon also became the ninth highest grossing movie of 1987. Luckily, I was able to find this information on a separate website without having seen any other movies from the era, therefore maintaining my integrity for Have You Seen It Later. That is all true.
This is without a doubt one of Dave's faves.
Outstanding
I
movie.
love this movie.
You want to get crazy? Let's get crazy.
Upon its release, Lethal Weapon grossed more than $120 million and was nominated for the Academy Award for Best Sound. See how I did that, TJ? We talk about what it was nominated for. It spawned a franchise that includes 3 sequels and a television series with a 4th sequel in development. If only Damon Wayans, who played Roger Murtaugh, got along with Clayne Crawford, who played Martin Riggs, because that TV show was awesome and they hated each other. On review aggregator website Rotten Tomatoes, 80% of the 55 critics' reviews are positive with an average rating of 6.9 out of 10. The website's consensus reads, the most successful installment in a phenomenally successful franchise, Lethal Weapon helped redefine action movies for the 1980s and 1990s. Variety wrote, Lethal Weapon is a film teetering on the brink of absurdity when it gets serious. But thanks to its unrelenting energy and insistent drive, it quite never falls. Roger Ebert of the Chicago Sun-Times gave the film 4 out of 4 stars because it is awesome.
By the way, TJ, Platoon won 4 Oscars that year. Best Picture, Best Director, Best Sound Mixing, and Best Film Editing. Not just an award.
This is shit on TJ Day.
TJ quit. He's like, fuck y'all. He's waiting. What are we waiting on? Oh, keep going? Okay. Fun facts. Mel Gibson turned down starring roles in The Fly and The Untouchables in order to do this movie. Probably a good plan. On E! True Hollywood Story in 1996, Gary Busey says he was hired to play Joshua because they were looking for someone big and menacing enough to be a believable foe for Mel Gibson. Busey also credits the film for reviving his failing movie career. Shocker. It failed several times after this as well because he's insane. Mel Gibson was only 30 when this movie was filmed, although his character Riggs was supposed to be 38. Not that big of a difference. Danny Glover's character, Sergeant Roger Murtaugh, is 50, but Glover was only 40. That's a bit of a bigger difference. The prop Beretta 92F Mel Gibson uses in this film is the same prop gun that would be used by Bruce Willis in Die Hard, my favorite Christmas movie. The gun has since been retired because it's fake. Leonard Nimoy was one of the choices considered for directing, but he didn't feel comfortable doing action movies. And he was working on 3 Men and a Baby at the time. It was very logical of him. Star Trek joke right in the wheelhouse.
Yeah, we got it, nerd.
Nerd. We got it, nerd. 4 Oscars, not just 1.
Actually, it won Best Picture, Best Director, Best Sound Mixing, Best Film Editing, Best Supporting Actor for Tom Berenger and Willem Dafoe, Best Original Screenplay, and Best Cinematography, Ligma.
I'm pretty sure you're wrong.
No, I'm not.
They were only... Tom Berenger was a nominee, did not win. Willem Dafoe was a nominee, did not win. Oliver Stone was a nominee, did not win.
Are you going to sit here and tell me Google lied to me?
Yeah, well, Google's not lying to me. It's right there. Black and white. Literally, black and white.
Oh, there was a right side to the categories. I didn't see the
You
winner
are
nominee.
welcome.
Boy, I'm
the
on fire
nerd.
today.
The nerd bringing the knowledge.
I'm on fire today. Here we go. Let's see if I can improve. March 13th. In an ever-changing and evolving story that would grip New York City, John Gotti, the boss of the Gambino crime family, is acquitted of racketeering. The reason the John Gotti crime story gained so much national attention is because 3 different crime task force took a swing at Gotti, and only the third made the charges stick. That case was in 1992 and was sealed shut after the FBI planted bugs inside the Ravenite, Gotti's social hangout, and caught him confessing to all sorts of shit, including the murder of his predecessor, Lou Castellano. Here in 87, Gotti was brought before charges of loan sharking, illegal gambling, murder, and truck hijackings, which I didn't know was a charge. Even though there was good evidence for conviction, Gotti was found not guilty on all charges and was made a New York superstar and earned the nickname Teflon Don due to his uncanny ability to evade justice. It turns out he wasn't made of Teflon. He paid off 2 of the jurors.
Jury selection for the racketeering case began again in August of 1986 with Gotti standing trial alongside an ex-companion who, despite being exposed as an informant, refused to turn state's evidence. Leonard DiMaria, Tony Rampino, Nicholas Corazzo, and John Carniglia. At this point, the Gambino family were able to compromise the case when George Pape hid his friendship with Bosco the Yugo Radonjic and was impaneled as juror number 11. Through Radonjic, Pape contacted Sammy the Bull Gravano and agreed to sell his vote on the jury for $60,000.
Cheap.
In the trial's opening statements on September 25th, Gotti's defense attorney Bruce Cutler denied the existence of the Gambino family and framed the government's entire effort as a personal vendetta. His main defense strategy during the prosecution was to attack the credibility of Assistant U.S. District Attorney Diane Giglione.
She sounds fun. She
That's
sounds
pretty
fun.
close.
Giacalone.
Giglione.
No, it's actually Diane Jackalone. Is how you
It's
say that.
jiggly boobies.
Diane Jacalone's witnesses by discussing their crimes committed before their turning state's evidence. During Gotti's defense, Cutler called bank robber Matthew Traynor, a would-be prosecution witness dropped for unreliability, who tested that Jack Leone offered him drugs and her underwear as a masturbation aid in exchange for his testimony.
It was later disproven.
Traynor's allegations would be dismissed by Judge Nickerson's as wholly unbelievable after the trial, and he was subsequently convicted of perjury. Despite Cutler's defense and critiques about the prosecution's performance, according to mob writers Jerry Capisci and Gene Mustaine, when the jury's deliberations began, a majority were in favor of convicting Gotti.
Are you watching YouTube while we're doing a show right now, Timmy?
No, I pause for just a second. It's a work thing.
What a douche.
Fat face. Fucking pat head.
We'll do it in one take. What a penis.
I thought it was like, what is in my ear?
I could hear it too. Yeah, there is a Netflix documentary on the John Gotti trial. It is amazing. That's the only reason why I know how to say Diane Jacalone's name, so she's in the documentary. And they bring up the guy that was like, yeah, she was letting me jerk off on her panties and shit. He's not interviewed, but his interview to the police is in the documentary. She's like, yeah, if I wanted whiskey, I got whiskey. If I wanted whatever. I'm like, how are you getting all this shit in prison? They just like throwing it through the bars in the window. Are you on the outer wall? Are they bringing a lot of cakes to your cell? Like, what's going on here? You're muted.
Hold on.
Now Dave's got a work thing. Jesus Christ.
Dave doesn't have work on weekends.
I'm signing my taxes.
Oh, I got to do that tomorrow.
I got to file mine at some point.
I'm fucked right now because of mine.
I think that I haven't put in my wife's student loan shit in yet, but I owe like $930 federal, but state owes me like $300.
So we're getting fucked. When we moved, we changed our address and our paperwork thing
Mhm.
through work where we get our paychecks. But apparently we didn't officially change our residence from Illinois to Alabama.
Mm.
So Illinois is going to balk at the $3,000 they owe us.
Wow, I didn't.
But
think you could do that.
our tax guy said he's going to take care of it. It's just going to take a long time to get it.
Mhm.
They're going to balk at it. They're eventually going to give it to us, and we're going to get like a slap on the hand for not doing what we're supposed to do right. And then next year when we file our taxes, because we just figured this out when we sent our stuff to our tax guy. So for January and February, we still haven't changed our residence. We just did. So they're going to
What do
fine
you have
us.
to do to change that?
I had to go into my MyPay account and change something. I don't know what it was, but it's done. But so now, because we didn't find out till tax season this year, so for next year, it's already
First 2 months. Yeah.
they're going to fine us. So fucking cool.
Find this.
They can find these balls. That's why I got out of Illinois. Fucking shithole. Hold on.
Gotti was incarcerated in the United States Penitentiary in Marion,
I didn't finish,
Illinois.
fuck.
They wasn't done yet, dummy.
Oh, shit.
However, due to Pape's misconduct, Gotti knew from the beginning of the trial that he could do no worse than a hung jury. During deliberations, Pape held out for acquittal until the rest of the jury began to fear their own safety would be compromised. On March 13th, 1987, they acquitted Gotti and his co-defendants of all charges, including loan sharking, illegal gambling, murder, and truck hijackings, like TJ said. 5 years later, Pape was convicted of obstruction of justice for his part in the fix and sentenced to 3 years in prison. Justice.
David.
Gotti was incarcerated in the United States Penitentiary in Marion, Illinois, a short hour-and-a-half trip for me. He spent the majority of the sentence in effective solitary confinement and allowed out of his cell for only 1 hour a day. Pretty sure he'd had his fun at that point. On July 18, 1996, a fellow inmate named Walter Johnson, Florida State Seminole legend Walter Johnson,
Seattle Pilots legend,
punched Gotti in the prison recreation room, leaving him bruised and bleeding. Because according to New York Daily News, Gotti had disrespected him with a racial slur. Yikes. Gotti, desiring revenge, offered Aryan Brotherhood, chieftains David Shahakian and Michael McKinney somewhere between $40,000 and $400,000. That's a big swing, to have Johnson killed. In August, McElhenney told Brotherhood underlings to kill Johnson, quote, if given the opportunity, according to a federal indictment charging him and 39 other gang members with murder, attempted murder, and racketeering. What? Since his conviction, Gotti has been portrayed in 6 television films, 3 documentary series, 3 theatrical films, and the subject of lyrics and music. He did okay. Pretty sure like his wife, ex-wife, daughter, whatever, is on a reality show right now.
Yeah, and they're like a growing up Gotti or something like that reality show.
something like that. Yeah.
Crazy.
Well, let's move from one corrupt organization to another. And now I'm talking about the NCAA. March 31st, we are treated to one of the best college basketball championship games ever as your Indiana Hoosiers beat Syracuse 74-73.
Fatties.
Mr. T. Way better than this shit.
Mr. Titty. Mr. Titty was Indiana
Mr. Titty?
Fatties. Indiana Fatties.
To win the national title. The tournament that got us here started on March 12th, 1987, with the title game taking place here on the 31st in New Orleans. Is it me or is 19 days seem like a long time
For
for
what?
the NCAA tournament? Okay,
Huh?
good.
12.
The Final Four had a powerhouse in IU who was seeking their 5th national title in their 5th game. Syracuse, who had shown great improvement under head coach Jim Boeheim, and a Cinderella story in the form of the Providence Friars. This was the first Final Four appearance for the Friars since 1973, as they were led by this new young punk as head coach, Rick Pitino. In fact, Providence didn't get here by the skin off their teeth. They
likes
beat
to
number
bang
2 seed
spaghetti.
Alabama.
I was gonna say I went the wrong way with this story. Damn it!
You guys put Bobby Knight, didn't you?
I did
Patino bangs SpaghettiOs.
He did.
for like 30
I
seconds.
mean,
and then
I
he was
literally
done.
picked out Providence for a softball for Patino for y'all.
He is literally the orientation of the a goo goo goo.
Yeah. Hey, that's a nice deli you got here. Yeah, they had beaten number 2 seed Alabama 103.
Stick that cannoli up my holy. Fuck.
And they beat number 1 seed Georgetown 88-73. In the Elite Eight, number 2 LSU had beaten number 2 Temple and number 3 DePaul, and had set their sights on number 1 IU, but fell just short in the Elite Eight, falling to IU 77-76.
For the second time in 5 years, a rule involving how the clock would run after a made basket played a massive role at the end of the title game. In 1983, NC State won the title on a dunk with 1 second left as the clock ran through the dunk and ran out before Houston could do anything. Here in 1987, Syracuse players, either unaware of the clock running post-basket or freezing under pressure, let 4 seconds run off the clock after Keith Smart's made jumper that left it with only 1 second remaining when a timeout was called. And the Orangemen's last shot was missed to give Indiana the national title. They literally handed it to them on a silver platter. In the 93-94 season, the rules were permanently changed, so with 1 minute or less and a half or overtime, the clock stops when a basket is made and doesn't start again until the ball is inbounded by the other team, regardless of whether they use a timeout first or not. I demand a recount. We should give Syracuse the full 5 seconds to try and win this game.
Today?
Right now. All of them.
I would like to see the 87 Syracuse team roll back out on the floor against the 87 Indiana team. Put 5 seconds on the clock and let these 65-year-old men shoot that shit.
Keith Smart would be like 57.
That's what I said. 60. I said 65.
You know what I don't like? If you have rules for a sport and the clock runs after every basket or whatever, why are you stopping it if there's 58 seconds left or under a minute? College football was always great until this year. They changed the rules. They no longer stop the clock after first downs unless they're within 2 minutes. What are you doing? Just keep the damn rules the same thing as it always is.
Nobody was complaining.
Yeah.
No. And we need to speed up the game. We need to speed up the game. Well, how about stop taking so many fucking commercial breaks? And then the game will be sped up.
Money.
Charge more. Charge more.
Oh, there you go. Okay.
You can't tell us what a catch is. But you're going to stop the clock on first downs now?
Catch it.
Well, I mean, we can. They can't. Well, they continue the catching motion as they go.
We've got to speed up the game. Well, how about you don't take so I score a touchdown and kick an extra point, you go to commercial break.
They go to commercial break between the kickoff and the next play.
You come back, we do the kickoff, you go to commercial. How about stop doing all the fucking commercial breaks and I don't watch the shit for commercials. I watch it for the fucking game. I'm not trying to speed up the game.
I love Gatorade as much as the next person, okay? But I want to watch a football game.
I'd rather drink Seminole Firewater. Fuck Gatorade.
I did not have Dave railing against capitalism on the bingo card tonight.
This is tremendous. This is our best show by far, just because
I fucking hate commercials.
I mean, we're not going to beat last week's artwork, but content-wise on the show, I think we're on up in it.
All right, so let's talk Bobby Knight then, because I missed on the Rick Pitino swing and a miss. I'm sure Kentucky will show up again at some point. On March 14, 2000, just before Indiana was to begin play in the NCAA tournament, the CNN Sports Illustrated, which by the way has gone defunct, network ran a piece on Robert Abbott's investigation of Knight, which former player Neil Reed claimed he had been choked by Knight during practice in 1997. Pussy.
By the way, I'm not dismissing the story. I'm just saying I've never heard of Neil Reed. As a Hoosier, Bobby Knight's a dick. Just let me clarify that now.
Well, Neil Reed, pussy.
Yeah,
Knight denied the claims in the story. However, less than a month later, the network aired a tape of an Indiana practice from 1997 that appeared to show Knight placing his hand on the neck of Reed.
Oh, that's joking.
That's not what if it was on the back?
Or they're getting ready to he's getting ready to Undertaker choke slam him, one or the other.
Or maybe he's just going, hey, why don't you move the fuck over here? Why are
Well, you can't choke him from the back.
soft ass kids? That's the problem. In
You can't
response,
choke him from the back of the neck.
I know. They didn't say he choked him. They said it appeared that he put his hand on his neck. They didn't say where. They didn't say how many Oscars Platoon won. Just
all of them.
There were. In response, Indiana University. Sorry. In response, Indiana University President Miles Brand, which is a great name, announced that he had adopted a zero tolerance policy with regard to Knight's behavior.
You can't choke any more children.
Stop throwing chairs onto the court during the middle of the game.
You were not a child. If you were a college basketball player.
No, I just love after 40 years, they're like, we've adopted a zero tolerance policy for Bobby Knight.
Because sensitive.
But you know what's funny?
Children.
What's Indiana been since Bob Knight left?
Slightly above average.
Nothing. Nobody goes to Indiana anymore because it's a basketball powerhouse.
Fatties go to Indiana. I seen it. Later in the year, in September 2000, Indiana freshman, not basketball player, Kent Harvey, who sounds like a douchebag, reportedly said, quote, "Hey, Knight, what's up tonight?" According to Harvey, Knight then grabbed him by the arm. Oh, no! And lectured him for not showing him respect, insisting that Harvey address him as either Mr. Knight or Coach Knight instead of simply Knight. Problem?
I mean, kind of, but no, I see your point, but kind of.
Grabbed him by the arm and lectured him.
Yes, kids are Sallies. This is our generation, by the way. I was 15.
I was in college, and guess what? If the coach grabbed me and lectured me, I knew I was being an asshole. Who cares? Let's go back to the booing thing. Do you want to talk about that again?
Yeah, the meanest motherfucker I've ever met in my life was my high school football coach. These people nowadays, that's what's right. Why soft? SAW, soft.
I shudder to think what basic training is right now.
My TI in basic was the scariest motherfucker I met in my life.
Now and you went to Air Force Basic, so that's pathetic.
Thank you.
Your basic was pussyfied enough. I mean,
the short Alabama airplane engine mechanic was the one that scared the shit out of me because he whispered at you, which was 10 times worse.
I'd have been like, "You trying to fuck?"
No, he was like, he actually told me one day in the morning because the Air Force did not know I threw my hip out in football. So when I walk, you can still see my right foot points like that. So he thought I was marching bow-legged after PT, and he walked up to me and goes, "If you don't stop marching bow-legged, I'm gonna fly to your house. I'm gonna beat your fucking mother to death in front of you." I'm like, "Oh my God."
That would have been a fight right there.
That's my kind of guy right there.
I would have hit him with my shoe.
The sideways one. Look at this. Whack.
I literally would have taken my boot off right there and slapped him with it.
I mean, I was in
it was New PT. Balances, he wasn't doing that in boots.
Yeah, well, he would have got a New Balance to the nose. And then I'd have been like, "I'm going to fuck your mother in her juicy box. If you ever talk to me like that again, you ignorant airplane mechanic fuck."
Call the love.
And I would have kissed him on the fucking nose.
Mm-hmm. And then
ultimate insult.
And then I'd be like, "Guess what? You're a mechanic. You can't fly planes, asshole."
Yeah.
True.
Where are we?
I think you're at your last paragraph before "fuck this guy."
Brand stated the incident was only one of numerous complaints that occurred after the zero tolerance policy had been put into place, which tells me they weren't doing very well with that policy. Brand asked Knight to resign on September 10th, and when Knight refused, Brand relieved him of his coaching duties effective immediately. Knight's dismissal was met with outrage from students because they enjoyed being lectured, by the way. That night, thousands of Indiana students marched from Indiana University's Assembly Hall to Brand's home, burning Brand in effigy. I don't think it was actually him that they burned. That would have been bad.
That'd been terrible. We would have known. We would have heard way more about that story than that.
And by the way, fuck Brand. He's a dumbass.
No, but Bobby Knight was a giant twat. Just to set the record straight.
Bobby Knight was old school.
But he was beloved by all Indiana.
I'm not going to say he wasn't an asshole, but fuck, we're all assholes.
Well, listen, if still to this day, if you talk college basketball in Indiana, there's 2 college coaches anyone will even consider.
Kelvin
talking about.
Sampson, yes, it was fabulous at Indiana.
No, it was Bobby Knight and Gene Katie from Purdue. That's
yeah,
it.
he was good too. But by the
With
way,
his
both
hair.
old school.
The hair.
I don't
Gene
think
Katie's
it
hair
was.
stupid, but
I'm pretty sure it was
great
just
coach for
marker.
Purdue.
It was marker drawn onto his head.
But we just talked about sports, so y'all know.
He reminds me of that guy from South Park.
I'm above the law.
Hey, you know what that means? Pee break.
Hurry up.
But today, I'm the greatest of all time.
Here it is. Tate. Pressure with 3. Winston's going to run the ball. Makes a guy miss. Comes down there. Gets over the second rafter. Off the floor. Nothing but net. Through the window. Off the wall. Nothing but net. You like that? You like that? I like that.
You gotta like that, right?
Here we go. Box score trivia. New month of March. Dave won last month
Nope.
again.
Under
15 to
protest.
5.
Under protest.
It's not. So
By me, it is.
this month, Dave really wants to do college basketball.
I want to do NASCAR.
However, we've done college basketball before in the past. I've done college football. It is rough. So, Timmy, if you would like, I will give you guys one crack at college basketball, one category. And if you want to keep going, I will let you pick a new category.
No, just go to
New
baseball.
sport.
Go to baseball.
Just go to baseball.
Why does he get to pick the sport? This is horse manure.
Because he loses every month. Dave.
I was
we do-
5 here. I don't know what the
Can we
fuck
do
was
pro
going
wrestling in 1987, please?
on. Yes. There we go.
What does that mean? What do you want to do?
Matches. I can name
How
8.
many matches, how many house show matches did Randy Savage win in 1987?
I can name 8.
You want the sapper? I could probably get that. All right, Emma. I didn't expect this at all. I wasn't prepared. I had college basketball, NASCAR, and NBA on the ready. Was not expecting baseball.
Yeah, let's do NBA. Since
I'm
it's a
fine.
basketball
I'm-
story.
Whatever.
Let's go.
It's all rigged to Dave anyway, so it doesn't
It's
matter.
all rigged to Dave. He says.
How?
Let me clear the rest of my browsers here.
There's no way I'm going to win 87 basketball.
All right, this is
You were
86,
12 here. You
87,
were
by
watching
the way.
basketball.
86, 87. Remember, we haven't done NBA in a while. They do top 20 for all their categories.
Sweet.
So, Timmy, we'll start with you. We're going to start with points per game. 1987 NBA leaders, points per game, top 20. How many can you name?
7.
7. He said 7. Dave, can you get more than 7? I already know where this is going.
Prove it.
There you go. Remember,
Okay.
more than 2 correct, you can ask for teams.
Michael
That's
Jordan.
horseshit.
Led the league 37.1. He was the only player to get over 30.
Hakeem Olajuwon.
Hakeem Olajuwon, 12th, 23.4. There's 2.
Patrick Ewing.
Patrick Ewing. No.
What?
Dave, you need to name 3.
Magic Johnson.
10th, 23.9.
Larry Bird.
4th, 28.1. One more to go, and you take the category.
87. I would have said Patrick Ewing too. I'm going to say Clyde Drexler.
Clyde Drexler of the Portland Trailblazers, 19th, 21.
Oh, come on!
Here's the rest of your top
Patrick
20.
Ewing, 21st.
Actually, I will look it up here and say it's Karl Malone, Jeff Malone, Larry Nance.
Brothers.
They were brothers. Ron Harper, they weren't. Charles Barkley, Xavier McDaniel, Tom Chambers, Walter Davis, Moses Malone, Dale Ellis, Mark Aguirre, Kevin McHale, Kiki Vandeweghe, Alex English, and second was Dominique Wilkins.
I was not going to get 7. I can tell you.
how did I forget Dominic?
I was
Wilkins?
way off on that.
Patrick Ewing. Let's see if I can find him. 87 might have been the year he got hurt. Now that
Well,
I
that
Patrick
doesn't count
Ewing-
then. Dave doesn't get
He
those
does.
points.
it's counted. You still said him.
Yeah, whore. Pat Head.
So Dave gets that point.
Fathead Ewing.
Dave, we're going to rebounds per game. Top 20, 1987. How many can you name?
3.
He says 3. Timmy, can you do more than 3?
Was Patrick Ewing actually injured? Would be my qualification.
No, that's cheating.
That
You can't talk about this.
That is cheating. I can't answer that.
Yeah, eat a bag of wieners, Pat Head.
Go ahead. Name 3.
Okay.
Moses Malone,
Moses Malone, 9th, 11.3.
Charles Barkley,
Led the league, 14.6.
Karl Malone,
12th, 10.4. You need one more.
Did I say 4?
He said
You
3.
did say 4.
no,
you
he
said 3.
I said 3.
Okay, so now, Timmy, you have to name 4.
I have to name 4 of the top 20.
Yes.
Robert Parrish.
10th, 10.6. Well done. The Hawk.
Um,
There's some doozies on this one. There's some good ones. I'll save you a guess. Dennis
Yeah.
Rodman's not one of them.
no, he wasn't in the league then.
Only because I want this to be competitive.
What is the white guy from
Sean
Chicago?
Bradley. Sean Bradley.
Bill.
White guy from Chicago.
Oh no, Bill Cartwright. Not the white guy.
Bill Cartwright. You were closer to your previous guess. No.
Who was it? Bill Weddington or Whittington? Whatever.
No, Bill Lambier of the
Oh, Bill
Pistons. was
Lambier.
No,
sixth.
he was. No, who was the white guy that played center for the Bulls after Cartwright?
Luke Longley,
No.
And Bill Weddington, but he was in the 90s.
and he was a backup.
Yeah.
Jack Haley, he played 6 minutes a game. Here's the rest of your top 20.
Jack Lemon. Grumpy old man.
Mark Eaton, Pat Lever, great name. Larry Bird, Alton Lister, Kevin McHale, Dave Greenwood, Otis Thorpe,
Lee Greenwood.
Lee Greenwood, proud to be an American.
He's proud to be an American.
Jack Sikma. Did somebody say Karl Malone? Dave said Karl Malone.
Yeah.
Kevin Willis.
God damn it, pause. Hold on.
Tell him to just clean the fucking shake machine. Figure that shit out. Coart as our logo now.
Nice.
All right.
Oh,
next.
That artwork's so hot. All right. Number 9, Moses Malone of the Washington Bullets. 11.3. Oh, I wish I wouldn't have said that. I was going to use that as a bonus point later. Number 8, Hakeem Olajuwon. You said him once.
He said Moses Malone.
I said Moses Malone.
I don't remember. It's been a couple minutes now. Number 7, Larry
Interpolates.
Smith. 6th, Michael Cage. 4th, James Donaldson. You guys know him?
Nope.
Yeah, he's
Okay.
related to Donald Duck.
Josh Donaldson.
Kiefer
Toronto Blue Jays
Sutherland.
legend. 3, Buck Williams. 12.5. And 2nd, Charles Oakley.
Yeah, he was
13.1.
all right.
Let's move. This is a great time. I'm glad you guys are having so much fun. Let's go to assists per game. Timmy, you're back up. How many can you name?
4.
4. He's going 4 for assists. Dave, can you name more than 4?
Prove it.
Boom. Here we go. You need 4.
Magic Johnson.
Magic Johnson led the league, 12.2.
John Stockton.
John Stockton, 8th, 8.2.
Now it gets tough.
Now you got 2 easy ones out of the way.
Isaiah
Kareem
Thomas.
Abdul-Jabbar.
Isaiah
Oh.
Thomas, third with 10 on the nose. You need one more. Ooh. No pressure.
Was John Starks in the league at that point? I don't know. Danny Ainge.
Danny Ainge. Let's see. Let me go up the
no,
list here.
he's out. I'm out.
I don't think he was in the
Damn
league
it.
yet, was he?
He was.
Was he?
He was with the Celtics here. But, Dave, you need 4.
Larry Bird.
Larry Bird, 13th,
What?
7.6. Larry Bird was the man of all feats, Timmy.
I hate him.
You should Indiana
Fucking white
legend.
people from Indiana.
Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, college basketball's new association.
The new guy, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar,
What did it say?
with Indiana State.
Indiana State Sycamores, baby.
Let's see.
Is Timmy gonna get one? I mean, there's some recognizable names, but I wouldn't say any of them are gimmies for certain.
Give me a team.
You didn't
just
get
one-
any. You don't get
I
a
did.
team.
You got one.
Got
you
Larry
one.
Bird.
You got
Howard.
Larry Bird.
Oh, Pat Head.
All right, so I'll give you one of the recognizables
Mine said if you get 2 or more, you get.
because you picked like 7 for your first one. We'll do this guy, Portland Trailblazers point guard. Give you 5 seconds, and then I'm going to give Timmy a chance to steal. But if he misses it,
He Googled it. Cheating ass.
he did.
I'm not going Portland Trailblazers. I'm going Kevin Johnson.
Kevin Johnson, Phoenix Suns legend.
I don't think he was in the league yet.
No,
Clyde Drexler would have been the Portland Trailblazer.
he wasn't, but he was 16th with 6 points.
Oh, even better. He
wasn't
was
the
a
point
Portland.
guard.
He
He
was
wasn't
a
the point
Portland
guard.
Trailblazer.
But he wasn't a point guard, he was a shooting guard.
Yeah.
Not hit. Here's the
Pat
rest of
Hidd.
your top 20. Vern Fleming, Indiana Pacers legend. Gerald Henderson, Ricky Green, Darnell Valentine, Paul Presley, Dennis Johnson of the Boston Celtics,
That's what I
Jay
said.
Humphreys, Derek Harper of the Dallas Mavericks, Mo Cheeks of the Philadelphia 76ers,
Maurice.
Fat Lever, Nate McMillan of the Seattle Supersonics, Reggie Theus, your Portland Trailblazer point guard Terry Porter at 8.9, Doc Rivers.
That's what I said. Clyde Drexler.
I said Terry Porter, and Sleepy Floyd of the Golden State Warriors had 10.3.
Sleepy
All right, it is
head.
2-1.
Sleepy head Floyd.
Timmy has one more chance here to tie it up. So we're gonna go.
Dave picks this time. His number.
He does, but I'm just saying you have one more chance to bring us even here. Let's pick a fun category. Let's do.
Triple doubles.
I don't know if I can get those. Let's do
Yeah,
3-point
Google's
field
hard.
goal percentage. 3-point field goal percentage leaders for 1987. Dave.
Larry Legend.
Hey,
How many
you
can you give
number
me?
asshat.
Oh. 2.
Dave says 2. Can you name more
Yep.
than 2?
Go ahead.
Larry Bird.
7th 400. One more. There's some really good names on this list. It should be doable.
Clyde
Both of
Drexler.
Clyde Drexler. No, Timmy, you get 2, you steal it. And you tie for this week.
Craig
For like
Hodges.
the first time in months. Maybe ever.
Craig Hodges.
Craig Hodges, 11th, 373. One more, and you steal the category.
And he said Larry Bird.
He did. Again,
Marcus Aurelius.
was a Roman emperor. You can ask for teams, dopehead.
Give
Not
me
yet,
teams.
he can't.
Give me teams. No, you got to ask after one. I got one.
All right.
You only
I
have to
gave-
get 2.
I only gave Dave one. So I'm only going to give you one. I'm going to give you A
Toronto
well-known
Raptors.
guy. I'm going to give you a well-known guy. I'm afraid to give you this team because it might mislead you. Chicago Bulls.
Well, then that would mean it's not Michael Jordan. John
Way to
Paxson.
just give it to him.
John Paxson, 13th, 371. Timmy.
Just give it to him.
It could have
He
been
would have
BJ
said Michael Jordan.
It could have been BJ Armstrong. Even though
Was
he wasn't
Craig
playing
Hodges
yet.
not a Bull as well?
Craig Hodges was playing for the Milwaukee Bucks here in 87.
Oh, well, he won the 3-point competition as a Bull.
Could have been Trent Tucker, who I'm sure was not playing for the Bulls yet either. Here's the rest of your top 20. Gerald Wilkins.
Dominique's brother.
They're cousins.
You're muted, dummy.
No, I'm not.
No, he is.
TJ, we can't hear you.
I coughed, sorry. Mark Aguirre, Chuck Person, Indiana Pacers legend.
Chuck Knobloch.
Dale Ellis, Derek Harper,
Mark
John
McGuire.
Lucas, Danny Young, Tom Chambers, Mike McGee, Sleepy
Bobby's
Floyd's
brother.
back, old Bobby McGee, Michael Cooper, Kevin McKenna,
Hanging with Mr. Cooper. Nice.
Trent Tucker. Look, I told you he was on this list. Play for the Knicks. Byron Scott, Danny Ainge, Detlef Schrempf,
Damn you,
and
Danny Ainge.
Kiki Vandeweghe led the league 481. And that was a very fun edition of, I may say so myself, a Boxer Trivia. Well done.
Well,
2-2.
we're tied, so
We have a
I'm not-
tie for the first
I
No,
love
we
when
don't.
I'm not
I'm
getting
winning
my
two.
ass
I'm
wiped.
winning 2-1.
It's
It was 2-2.
Which one did he win?
He
3
won
points,
3-point and
whatever the second one was.
assists.
Assist.
You got rebounds and points.
I quit.
You know what that means? That means it's my turn. Let's go to Timmy's Trivioki.
Figaro. Figaro, 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 Figaro.
That's not Tosca.
Ugh, my ears.
My neck, my back.
Yep. I remember. Everyone remembers when Elvis performed that.
Jamaica, ooh, I wanna take you to Bermuda, Bahama, come on, pretty mama, Ilana, Montego Bay. All right, welcome to Timmy's Trivioki. Let's hop into it. March of 1987. I didn't even know if you guys owned a radio at this point.
I was 2.
Sweet.
I didn't know anything.
Beach
I
Boys.
picked-
Hot take. Beach Boys are better than the Beatles.
It's not
You say it all
a
the time. It's not really hot take.
rewarm take. Song number 1, clue number 1. This is a debut single from the English pop rock band Cutting Crew, released in July 1986 as a single from their debut studio album, Broadcast.
Why did you
Spot
say
of tea.
July like that?
July. Because they're British, that's why.
British.
No,
Good day.
no.
Rusty
no,
trombone.
No, he used to coach on Teen Wolf.
Mm.
Clue number 2, the power ballad is the band's biggest hit, peaking at number 1 in the United States, Canada, Norway, and Finland, and reaching the top 5 in Germany, Ireland, the UK, South Africa, Sweden, and Switzerland. Nobody gave me anything what I was looking for there.
Or New Zealand.
I already forgot the name of the band.
Cutting Crew.
Cutting Room Floor.
Cutting Crew.
Cutting Crew.
Cutting Crew. Good day.
Ginseng
All
knives.
tea.
Clue number
Yankee
3.
Doodle.
The line came to Van Eed when he was having sex with his girlfriend. The French phrase "la petite mort" or "the little death" being a metaphor for an orgasm.
Queef nugget.
I didn't say anything wrong tonight. Must have been something said. Anything wrong tonight. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Anything wrong tonight. Seduction I did. I could have walked Yeah.
Oh.
I know that song.
Good.
Never heard
Yeah,
that
I
being.
picked song people knew. Okay. Song number 2, clue number 1. This is a song by American rock band Bon Jovi. And it's
Living on a
been-
Prayer.
Hold on to what we got. It doesn't make a difference if we make it or not. We got each other, and that's a lot for love. We'll give it a shot. Whoa, happy day. Living on a prayer. We'll make it, I swear.
I was gonna say Wonder Dead or Alive.
Same album.
You'd have been wrong.
By the way, that album had banger after banger after banger. So good.
Okay.
All right, song number 3, clue number 1. This is a song co-written by Diane Warren and Albert Hammond and recorded by the American rock band Jefferson Airplane, Jefferson Starship, whatever you want to call them.
One of them, Jane.
Not showing up in Murray is what
We
you
built
should
this
call 'em.
city.
We built this city.
For their second album, No Protection.
We built this city of rocket. Built this city.
Do you hear music?
No,
You
but
hear music.
it's a song, it's right.
Clue number 2, the song reached number 1 on the U.S. Billboard Hot 100, Warren's first single to do so.
We built this city.
This topped the charts in Canada, the Republic of Ireland, and the United
Guinness.
Kingdom, where it became the
Salt
second
tea.
best-selling song in 1987. All right, this
The
is going to
theme
give it
song to
away
the
now.
Goonies.
Nope. The Goonies are good enough. That was Cyndi Lauper.
I know it
Good enough.
And that was also 1981.
Clue number 3. It was not. It was like 1984. 5. It would have been 1985.
We don't
Clue
know.
number
Is the
3.
point of all this.
The music video for this song was released in 1987. It features Kim Cattrall and shows Mickey Thomas pursuing a mannequin who comes to life, portrayed by Grace
Mannequin.
Slick,
Oh, I love that movie.
and
Mannequin.
is intercut with scenes from the film Mannequin.
Mannequin.
I watched that
It's
movie
part
not
of
that
it.
long ago.
Meshack Taylor makes a cameo playing his role in the film as a window dresser called Hollywood Montrose. I hate y'all.
I forgot the name of the song.
Oh,
What do
yeah.
they know? Put your hand in my hand, baby. Don't ever let go. Let the world around us just fall apart. Baby, we can make it if we're heart to heart. And we can build this thing together. Sail from forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. And if this world runs out of lovers, we'll be ready. Nothing's gonna stop us. Nothing's gonna stop us now.
I liked it. I like
I
it
win.
a lot.
By the way,
1-0.
Grace Slick, great vocalist.
Thank you.
I was
Thank
good
you.
there, wasn't I?
I was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
That-
Dave and I were both great.
She also
hits up.
sings Somebody to Love. Don't you want somebody to love?
Are you gonna start singing?
Maybe.
Oh, it's time for Dave Fave. Have you seen it?
You slip her the hot beef injection.
The score is tied 0-0 as we are now in March. Timmy C came through with the victory last month.
By 0.17 points.
This
Five.
week, I'm hoping you guys get 2.
Okay.
Timmy C. might go
87.
with
I'm a murderer.
Timmy C might go with the clean sweep here.
I doubt it.
Here we go.
Breakfast
Movie number uno with a budget of $10 million. Our first movie this week grossed more than $50 million at the box office.
did well.
Good.
This is an American fantasy comedy film.
Spaceballs? Well, that was earlier.
Princess
A
Bride.
family adopts a friendly Sasquatch, but have a hard time.
Harry
keeping-
and the Hendersons.
There you go.
Oh, I
Timmy
love
C.
Oh, I love that movie. John Lithgow.
Yes, stars John Lithgow and Melinda Dillon. Oh, that's a good one.
I want that station.
excellent.
I wanted that station wagon for I can't tell you how long. Country Squire.
All right, here we go. Movie number B. There's no way TJ gets this one.
Good.
With
I
a
like
budget
it.
of $12 million. Movie
More
number
than
B-
Harry and the Hendersons.
Movie number B grossed an impressive $111 million at the box office.
But you think that TJ won't get it?
TJ's not getting it. This is an American comedy film. A talented young man can't get an executive position without rising through the ranks. So he comes up with a shortcut which also benefits his love life. Stars Michael J. Fox and Helen Slater.
I have seen this.
Secret of My Success.
Secret of My
Yeah.
Success, Timmy C.
I think
I'm
I've
going
only
to give
seen
that
it
point
once.
to TJ just because he's seen it.
I think I've only seen it once a long time ago, but I have seen it. That's good. No, Timmy deserves that one.
Yeah, he got it. I gave it to him. I just like to talk shit. All right, here we go. The last movie of the week. You guys have to come through here. Both of you are going to get this. Who will be the quickest? With a budget of $25 million.
Wow.
Well,
Big budget.
Our third movie this week grossed $39.2 million at the box
It
office.
lost a ton of money. Cool.
Ouch.
This is an American Western comedy film. 3 actors accept an invitation to a Mexican village.
Three
Before
Amigos.
Three Amigos.
TJ Stevens with Tres Amigos.
How
Yes!
did that movie do? That movie's. I mean, par excellence.
By the way, I
How
seen
did
it
it
in the
support-
theater. I helped pay that budget.
How did it do so poor in the theaters? That movie was awesome.
Martin Short, that's how.
Martin Short was awesome in that movie.
No, he was
You know who
good.
Martin Short looks like?
Hmm.
John Stockton.
He does. Wow,
Tell me they don't look alike.
they do. But you know what's
Timmy
sad?
Ski leads after week 1, 2-1 over TJ Stephens.
I mean,
Those are good movies, right?
Yeah.
2-0, 2-1, 2-2. Pretty competitive little thing we got going here. You know what was not actually to hell with it. I loved the shit out of this wrestling show we're getting ready to
It was
cover.
terrible.
It was so
terrible.
bad. It was amazing. CWA Wrestling, March 7th, 1987. Your announcers are Lance Russell and Dave Brown. Usually I list a venue. I have no idea where this was shot, and it doesn't matter.
They were
Here's
at the pyramid in Memphis.
No, they were not.
No,
It didn't
they
exist.
certainly were not at the pyramid in Memphis. Here is the one thing bad about not having an own theme song is Memphis Wrestling can just open with your song, Nature Boy. Then we're staring at Lance Russell live from the Asian Spa. What's that? It's a studio. Television. That was a prop set. Okay, awfully classy backdrop there. There's a lot of people on the show I recognize should be good.
Love the Ric Flair music to open the show. They weren't even associated with the NWA here, but they're using Flair's music. CWA was with the AWA here.
I don't
Get all
even think
those-
they were trying to make the association to Flair. I think they just wanted to.
No, they weren't. It was Ric Flair would like a word about this opening song, and maybe Stanley Kubrick as well, because I mean it was his.
better from here. Way better.
Lance Russell, all-time great announcer.
Agreed. I actually felt bad for him on the show. Here's a music video of some guy in Zubaz, and they're using Jump by Van Halen. I think his name is JT Southern, but the video was edited weird, so we didn't hear it. You think this guy was the next star, but was not meant to be.
Jesus, I can't believe they're able to use the music without being sued. By the way, it was Jump. I don't know what you were watching. Because they used the music from Jump.
That's what I just said.
Oh, I thought you said they couldn't use it.
No, it said they're using Jump by Van Halen.
Oh. But I didn't hear who it was about, so I was just thinking, oh, look, a young terrorizing.
JT Southern.
He looked like Triple H in 1993.
So the whole first 10 minutes, I told you guys this, but obviously our audience doesn't know this. The whole first 10 minutes of this show, I'm watching with my wife on the couch, and I'm just laughing, damn near pissing my pants the whole time, because she heard. Well, we'll get into that part later. They play another song later in the show, and my wife goes, "How are they getting away with playing all this music?" I go, "They know no one's watching." Match 1, it's JT Southern versus John Robertson or something like that. I missed it.
It's Keith Robertson.
I loved him on Duck Dynasty.
Was that Terry Bradshaw's starting court? I don't remember.
Yeah.
I was stunned once again
Phil
by them
Robertson.
using Van Halen, but this time it's JT's theme song. Apparently, someone forgot to pay the electric bill, and while one power slam, and that's it, your winner is JT Southern. It looks like they filmed this show with those goggles you wore when you were a kid, and when you hit the switch, you can see famous bridges of America.
Good old JT Southern. His claim to fame? A short run in WCW in 1992, where he was given a rock star wrestling gimmick and brought in to feud with fellow rocker Van Hammer.
That had to have been amazing.
He should have just given up on the business right there.
Yes.
Best match
Or
ever.
before
57
or
seconds.
before then. So I get it now. The video's about JT Southern. Do you think that's his real name?
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's Jonathan Taylor Southern, the third.
Why is the lighting so terrible here in Memphis? It's a studio show. Literally, this is the only place the lighting should be good.
Yeah.
You're in a studio.
We
JT
have
not
way
wasting
more
any time. Yeah.
We have way more lights than you can use. You want to use them? No. I want it to be
really.
ominous. I want it to be ominous in here. We want, and listen, our wrestlers are shit, and we don't want the audience to know that, so dim them down. Match 2, Big Bubba and Goliath take on Maddox and Jameson.
Not that one.
Big Bubba is not Big Bubba Rogers, a.k.a. Big Boss Man, but it is Fred Ottman, a.k.a. Typhoon. Tugboat. Goliath is just
Shockmaster.
Shockmaster, yes. Goliath is just some fatty. I didn't find out who he was. Downtown Bruno is also here making the commentary simply spectacular. It's cool that Memphis Wrestling doesn't have the budget for turnbuckle pads. Did you guys know that is taped over?
Yes. Duct tape.
Throw a couple layers of duct tape on that shit and quit being a pussy is what I wrote. My notes. I love myself.
Pansy.
I wrote pansy. Pussy sounded funnier. Goliath with the second rope splash for the win. I've been laughing. There you go. I've been laughing this entire show so far. Screw world class. I want to do a year of Memphis wrestling in the 80s.
Gross.
The best thing I could find out about this Goliath fella, he was once a Moondog.
Really?
His name? Moondog Splat.
Do the Moondogs know that?
Do his pants know that? Gross.
Big Bubba looks like a fat Dr. Death.
That's good.
Downtown Bruno said they can't win about 432 times during this match. It was brutal. Horrible. And did you guys see their teeny ass CWA tag titles? They were smaller than the old foam WWF toy belts. On these big, huge 400 pounders. TJ, you're muted.
Sorry, I keep coughing. There was nothing about this show I didn't enjoy, including that part. I loved all of this show. I loved all of the show.
This was great. This is way better than World Class.
What is wrong with y'all? Downtown Bruno makes a reference to Rocky 4. By the way, Rocky 4 came out 2 years before this. Not exactly rocking the contemporariness, which was the you can't win. And if he says they can't win one more time, I'm throwing something at television. And why is this match taking so long? One of these guys weighs the same as the other team. TJ, you owe me for a TV. Sorry.
No chance.
I chucked my fucking remote right through the wall.
I'll get you one of those 12-inch RCA bad boys from like 1981. Be right on your doorstep here soon. Now we have a promo between Jerry Lawler and a young Bam Bam Bigelow. Bam Bam is screaming like the backup singer for Slipknot. Decent promo building up for a house show in Evansville.
Because the King and this man right here are coming to hurt both you jerks. Bad.
When you said because of the King, I thought you were going to bust out of Bill Cosby in person.
Because
it was very borderline. It was very borderline.
What a terrible promo.
It would have been better if he would have done a Bill Cosby voice.
Now I want to see Jerry Lawler do Bill Cosby.
But he has to wear the sweater.
I
They had
mean,
about-
similar
the same
taste.
personality
Never
type.
mind. No, well, terrible.
Mm.
Lawler said the lights are on and nobody's home on Bam Bam. That's his partner. Okay, look, I got an idiot for a partner. He has no idea what's happening.
I thought at first they were opponents. They were not. They were
They're not. They're partners. And then Jerry Lawler says, if you're still watching, he thinks their promo is so boring that people are turning it off. Terrible.
Lawler was not good here.
No, he was terrible. But maybe he knew we just really wanted to get into match 3, which is the Medics, as they take on Jeff Jarrett and Billy Travis. This show's so bad. I didn't realize Jarrett was wrestling in '87. This show
The
really
Medics.
could have.
The
This
Medics.
show really should have been a one-camera shoot, because every time they switch cameras, it looks like they're going to film Marjorie's cooking delights immediately after the matches are over. Watch Jerry Lawler rule ass and stick around for a mean autumnal chili recipe. I enjoy it. I enjoy it. The Medics are trying to do some tag team illegal switching, but they're not fast enough. So the ref just turns around and is like, hey, go get your doughboy looking ass out of the ring. Jarrett and Travis went after a Jarrett drop kick.
Good old Billy Travis here. Remember, he's the one whose ex-wife tipped police that he would be wrestling for the USWA in Memphis, and they showed up to arrest him for missing child support payments. And then Jerry Lawler turned it into an angle because they got it all on tape.
How do you remember that?
Jarrett was only 19 here. Good Lord, he looked like a child. By the way, Medics, that's the stupidest tag team name in the history of ever.
So here's your legit history lesson. The Medics as a tag team name go back to the mid-1960s in Memphis. It wasn't these two, but the Medics were a legit over tag team in Memphis. They were several-time tag team champions of the region.
Is that it?
Jerry Kovacs was one of them. I don't remember the name of the other one.
Well, I just looked at him and thought, are these the conquistadors from Memphis?
Yes.
Look just like it.
They can't say the whole word, though, so they just say Medics.
And the manager in this match is the original doctor of Thugonomics.
Or Thuggin' Amish, as you Thuggin' Amish.
Text to type, bitch. Text to type.
We need a shirt, Thuggin' Amish. Please. Please.
Thugonomics.
Fucking Amish.
Tip, help us.
Match 4. We continue our copyrights are for pussies theme for the show as Bam Bam comes out to the song from Jaws against someone named Jameson. Bam Bam has to start from the rest position. What? We're going to start paying attention to shit like that now? I like we're doing an amateur wrestling gimmick, and the opponent tried a total of 0 actual wrestling moves. Bam Bam performs a Samoan drop, and that's the entire match.
The Jaws music had me cracking up. This Jameson guy jobbed out on the second match against the Fatties.
Did he? Oh,
Yes.
he did.
Yes.
He did.
I was wondering if this was considered a handicap match, as Bigelow has to be on all fours. Their definition of handicap matches is different than anything I've ever seen. Jameson should have just kicked him right in the fucking mouth.
Yeah.
Another squash. Loved it.
Instead, he's like, let me try to pry out one of your arms. I'm going to get
Well,
This is a handicap match. Bigelow has to start on all fours. What?
It's Memphis,
And then
so
He uses
them
he
handicap
just-
means they can't use their legs.
So the other guy's like trying to just move him around, and then he stands
Yeah.
up, and Bigelow just gets up and squashes him. Like,
Here's
okay, he cheated. He
370
didn't
pounds.
stay on all
I'm going to
fours.
try a cross-face chicken wing, and then I'm going to try a arm bar.
He should have just like done the thunder kick right to his taint,
Good-
and then gone for the pin.
The old Memphis taint.
The taint thunder.
If Bam Bam Bigelow's in the kneeling position, that's a lot of area to cover. His foot may not have been big enough.
I need to text
Or
Moonshine Man.
Bigelow enough. WWF definitely did Bam Bam's gear better because what is he doing?
He's in red gym shorts and a tank top. Of course they did it better.
I've never seen Bam Bam's legs, so there's that. So I didn't even know they existed.
I need to text Moonshine Mantel immediately. But hey, I got an idea for your next match. Have the guy start in the rest position and just walk up behind him, kick him right in the gooch.
It's a
a heel now, he'll
handicap
do it.
match because the guy ends up handicapped after the match.
He's a heel. Now he'll do it. Now we get a promo for Super Tour 87, and they're playing Eye of the Tiger by Survivor. I love Memphis wrestling. This is already my favorite show by far.
Yes, this is great.
So basically, they're promoting the upcoming tour, but only one show has the All Stars on it,
Evansville.
which is weird. So you're getting crap at the other shows, but
Yeah. If you
lots
live
of
in,
JT Southern in the other shows.
if you live in Russell,
JT Southern
Tennessee-
takes on the Medics 3 times.
if you live in Russell, Tennessee, sorry, or Owensboro, Kentucky, my bad, but you might want to have to Evansville. That's where everyone's going to be.
Well, you're not far if you're in Owensboro. Evansville is a short trip.
Match 5, more Van Halen as West and Pat Tanaka take on Bass and Robertson. Robertson's back. I didn't
Lance
even catch that
Bass?
well,
Keith Robertson, he's back.
but no, it's a different Bass. I
Yeah,
think
it's
Bye,
wide
bye,
mouth.
bye.
It's largemouth.
it's not Lance Bass.
It's Billy the Big Mouth.
We start with the
Big
match
Mouth
with
Billy.
Lance,
Blah, 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 blah.
and this is just what did we watch the other? Oh, Tony Schiavone said, "Have we ever seen an instance where nobody wanted this title on television?" Lance Russell did that here on accident. Also, we start the match with Lance Russell saying, "I've never understood why the Arkansas Clash Don Bass has a map of Texas on his boots. So he's a moron." Thank you, Lance. So hey, this team sucks. Just know that now. West hits don't ask me what West's first name is. I don't know. But
It's
he hits a
Adam.
running forearm.
Adam West.
Adam West, thank you. He hits a forearm for the win. If you're asking yourself if the matches are really this short, this is the 5th match on a 43-minute show, and we still have 20 minutes to go. Yes, they're this short.
Good old Keith Robertson is back, and you can tell they really didn't put much thought into how they placed all their matches out onto a television format. Oh,
No.
fuck it. This guy got beat 2 matches ago. Throw him in there again. Whatever. His partner, the Arkansas Flash, Don Bass. Dude is 5'3" and weighs 380 pounds.
Yes. Yes.
And Robertson needs a new
Arkansas
profession.
Flash.
He got pinned again. Get him out.
I love
He
West.
Don
needs-
Bass.
He needs a new profession. Why didn't
Yeah.
you say that?
You suck.
His profession should have been bowling ball at
Yeah.
5'3" and 380 pounds. But I loved West on the original Batman. He was great. A lot of ring rats in this crowd, which totally acceptable in Memphis back then.
Mm.
Jerry betted all of them.
It's true. After the match, we get a promo from Tanaka and West, and Tanaka lies down a mild heel hint ever since, quote, Jeff dumped me. I've been looking for a partner. I actually like this. I feel stupid saying this, but growing up seeing Pat Tanaka and the Orient Express and whatnot, I didn't even know he spoke English until he showed up on Dark Side of the Ring. Also, he's from Hawaii. I'm a dope, and I'm admitting that now. Here comes Jeff Jarrett and wants to set the record straight. I'm more interested in this angle than most angles that are happening today. Maybe I'm a sap for vintage shit, but I like this a lot.
Well, while Tanaka and Jarrett were sitting there arguing, he should have just sucker punched him right in the throat.
And they kicked
I
him
mean,
in
if
the
he can't beat that skinny little kid, then you shouldn't be in pro wrestling, boy.
Also, did you like how his partner just walked away?
We're both good friends, so I'm gonna stay out of it.
Y'all
Fuck it.
figure
You guys,
it out.
Yep. I'm out.
Figure it
I'll
out.
do
Yeah.
I'm gonna wax my Fierro, and
I'd
I'm
have
gonna
sucker
bang a
punched him right in the
19-year-old.
booty hole.
Wouldn't be the first time. Jeff Jarrett does look like a skinny punk here, by the way.
He does.
But this got really awkward and long. Forget, like, you want to set up an angle, great, but this shit was dumb.
No, I loved
Like,
it.
it got forever.
I loved it.
And Lance making the most sense here, saying the card in Evansville is going to be, quote, full of it. Yes, guaranteed. It's full of something, Lance.
I just enjoy they're pushing Jeff Jarrett as, like, you know, the son of the Von Erichs here, but it's Memphis, and Jarrett can actually talk. So it can keep me for a moment. Now we get a promo from Austin Idol and Tommy Rich. Tommy Rich looks like Terry Gordy and Rad Radford had a love child here in this promo. Idol says that if people think they're afraid of Bigelow, look into Tommy's eyes. Yeah, he looks higher than a giraffe's pussy. I'm afraid of him too.
My favorite, Tommy Rich.
Why is there a comma in between Tommy?
Text to type. What do you not get about this?
My favorite Tommy, Rich.
I mean, he is also my favorite Tommy.
Why is there a comma?
I love this show. Now we get highlights from a previous match between Kamala and Jerry Lawler. Pretty cool to see Kamala wrestle Lawler, since Lawler is credited with the creation of the character. Kamala, who's dominating through this match and lands some pretty stiff splashes. Then Lawler hawks up and starts his comeback, pulls the strap down. We go to the outside, and Kamala's back on top. I know this resolution of the video is terrible.
True.
But the ref looks like an alien from Mars Attacks. Did you guys
True.
notice that? He was terrible. He looked awful. Or if someone cut the top off a cone head, was my other thing I put. Seeing Kamala move around and brawl is refreshing. Lawler hits Kamala with Jimmy Hart's chair at the ref's back turn, and Lawler wins by count out. That's how we go off the air.
Who turned the lights off? I can barely see shit here.
It started out like that. What are you talking about?
The crowd wasn't happy either.
And why is Jimmy Hart running an auction in the back? 25, 35, 45, 45, 45, 45, 55, 55, 55, 65, 65. Sold! We still need territory wrestling. I want to start going to this shit.
It was great.
We have it. You just invited us to Rocket City.
That's not territory wrestling.
That's not territory. They don't travel.
What is Jimmy Hart doing here in 1987? We're just not going to mention that. He was firmly in WWF at this point. Maybe talent exchange, because I believe Kamala was also WWF at this point.
At 87, he should have just finished his run with Hogan.
Yeah. And Jimmy Hart was definitely there in 87.
Could have been. Maybe Hart was down there. Kamala was a talent exchange. Hart was scouting, maybe.
But this ref, slowest count I've ever seen in my entire life in a wrestling match. Holy shit, I thought he had narcolepsy.
Slower than Bronco Lubitsch?
Yes.
At least he laid
because
down.
This guy got down and then was like 1, 2.
I don't remember how the match ended.
3.
You remember how the match ended? It was DQ, wasn't it?
Who cares?
Who cares?
Nah.
Well, if you enjoyed this week's episode, we all know that you care. Please let us know. Give us that 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. Make sure to follow our show on Twitter at FF Popcast, on Instagram at Filter Free Popcast, where you can find our latest phenomenal artwork by JD Hoop. The Simpsons is phenomenal. Follow our Patreon network. Well, hold on to that. We don't know what the name is yet. As for us,
Glow, gorgeous ladies of wrestling.
We can't do that. It's trademark. You can find us on all social media platforms at Timmy C.
At Timmy C 1979.
Dollar Bill Dave.
Follow me on X at Dave in the HSV.
What is that?
And I am at T Stevens 91. We can't be Memphis and just be like, yeah, we'll just call it whatever we want. No one's watching. It's fine. Next week, we cover WCW Monday Nitro from March 8th, 1999. And if you're wondering, boy, I don't know if I want to watch that. Your main event is Goldberg versus Ric Flair. And I don't remember that at all. So I'm already interested in watching it.
Is it WWE Ric Flair?
No. More college basketball championships. Timothy McVeigh can rot in hell. Lone Star lays down a classic. And so much more. This has been the Filter Free Popcast, and so long for now.
Joke of the week. What do you call it when snails fight?
Slow.
A slugfest.
Salt. 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 Where's the motherfucking salt?